A bus full of local students rolls over into traffic, creating a terrifying end to a field trip. I'm Tanya Foster.
And I'm Mike Parker. We're live on the scene with the latest details.
Then a CBS 21 News special report, how to choose the very best daycare for your child.
Plus, a community wants 3 convicted sex offenders out of their neighborhood. What authorities are planning to do. We begin tonight with team coverage as we have a terrifying bus crash involving dozens of local students. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Parker.
And I'm Tanya Foster. The crash happened at 5:35 tonight on Route 15, just south of Route 394 in Strabane Township, Adams County. We have learned that junior high students from Carlisle were actually on board this bus on their way home from a field trip to Washington, D.C. CBS 21's Ben Russell is live at the crash scene right now. Ben, this happened a long time ago. What's happening out there right now?
Well, this has certainly been a nightmare situation, Tanya, for everyone involved out here tonight. The latest information, if you can see it, there'll be a truck passing behind me here. Route 15 South here between Route 394 and Gettysburg has just reopened within the past 15 minutes. So that's more than 5 hours. It was shut down this evening. We're told from state police that 2 tour buses were carrying Wilson Middle School students, again, from the Carlisle School District, home from a field trip to Washington, D.C. State police tell CBS 21 one of those buses blew out its front left tire here in the northbound lanes, crossed the grass median at a high rate of speed, crossed the southbound lanes, then struck an embankment and rolled over onto its side.
It's just shocking. It's real shocking. It's a tragedy is what it is. It's a shame that it happened.
46 people, we're told, in total, were on board this Wolf's Bus Lines bus when it crashed. 36 of those 46 were students, 9 were chaperones, and of course 1 was the bus driver. They were all thrown around, we're told, inside this bus from the force of the impact. 24 people total were taken to local hospitals. Most of those people, we're told, were students. And state police are now investigating, but tell us, all in all, these people are lucky.
It could have been considerably worse. If the bus driver wasn't competent, wasn't skilled, could have rolled it over in the median. If it would have went across the highway on its side, if a tractor trailer would have been coming or a passenger car and they would have hit the bus, could have been a lot worse.
And again, as I'd mentioned, 24 people were taken to local hospitals, some locally here to Gettysburg Hospital. Others were taken to Penn State Hershey Medical Center in Dauphin County, perhaps those the more seriously injured students. That's where CBS 21's Jamie Myers is tonight, and she can tell us just how those kids are doing. Jamie?
24 people total were hurt, mostly students, but a few adults. Now, at last check, all were in fair condition or better. 5 of them were brought here to the Hershey Medical Center. Now, 37 people were taken to Gettysburg Hospital, but not all were admitted. The hospital also served as a meeting place for parents to pick up their kids. Right now, tonight, Gettysburg is treating 9 patients. 3 of the patients originally taken to Gettysburg were transferred to York Hospital, at least 2 of them by helicopter. The public relations director says York has a trauma center and is better equipped to handle their injuries. Now, we did just check with the house manager here at Hershey Medical Center. She says of the 5 that were brought here, 3 will stay overnight, but 2 of them will be going home tonight. Live in Dauphin County, Jamie Myers, CBS 21 News.
All right, Jamie, thank you for that report.
In Lancaster County, police say a body has been found in a lake. The discovery was made just before 6 o'clock tonight in Elizabeth Township. And according to investigators, the body of a Fish and Boat Commission employee, a 50-year-old man, was discovered in Speedwell Forge Lake by 2 fishermen. Police have no information on a cause of death. An investigation continues. A community expresses its worry and frustration after 3 registered sex offenders move in.
Am I going to be safe in the apartment upstairs with these people underneath me?
Chances are at some point you can see the emotions were running high tonight at a Conestoga Volunteer Fire Department meeting. This after someone discovered that 3 tenants at a faith-based program designed to reintroduce them to society are registered sex offenders. Well, now, many people want them to leave. But one of those sex offenders spoke up at tonight's meeting, asking for understanding.
There are no threats in that house. And to assure you of that, obviously, there are people of authority in place to do the best they can to assure that that will happen.
The township last Friday served the building's owner and landlord with an enforcement notice saying that they may be violating local zoning laws.
Well, the clock is ticking. A little more than a week to go before we hit the strike date that was set by teachers in the Big Spring School District. The educators rallied tonight outside of the high school just before the school board meeting. A negotiating session is tentatively scheduled for May 27th between the teachers and the school board. But if no deal is reached, teachers will hit the picket line on May 28th.
And now, tomorrow's forecast first with Chief Meteorologist Tom Russell.
Well, make sure you have an extra blanket on the bed tonight. It feels more like fall, and here's one of the reasons. The cloud cover that we had during the day, which would act as a blanket, has pretty much cleared out. So it's under those clear skies that things have really gotten cool, well into the 40s for a lot of us. Let me show you some of the numbers. 47 now in Harrisburg, Carlisle, a chilly 45, same with Newport. Lebanon, you're at 46, 44 in Lancaster. A couple of 50s hanging on in Gettysburg and Chambersburg. So here's your wake-up weather. Not only is it going to be chilly, but now we bring back the showers. So 7 a.m. some showers in 46, 8 o'clock a few showers in 48, 9 o'clock not much better, a few showers and 53. So yes, you need the umbrella tomorrow, but it looks like things do improve as we head toward the big holiday weekend. Details on that coming up with your 7-day planner. Guys?
A young woman from Lancaster County fights for her life after a car accident that left her parents dead. 21-year-old J.C. Good is at Reading Hospital in critical condition tonight. She had just graduated from Muhlenberg College in Allentown over the weekend. Her parents had been there for that ceremony. But as they headed home to Lidditz, police say a teenage driver in a minivan ran a red light on Route 222 in Berks County, just north of Reading. A truck driver swerved to avoid the van, but instead collided with the white station wagon with the Good family inside. J.C. Good was taken to the hospital. Her parents, Jay and Jean, were pronounced dead at the scene. Jean Good was an English teacher at Ephrata Middle School. 5 other people, including the driver of that truck and 4 children, were also injured in that crash.
A major road construction project in our area is underway tonight. The work is at the ramp from northbound 15 onto westbound 581 in Cumberland County. The project was expected to start last week, but was delayed because of a traffic light system that wasn't working properly. Well, those lights will detour drivers around the ramp, which will be closed during this work. Construction will be completed around 2011. For more details about this project, you can head to our web channel, cbs21.com, and click on featured links and information. Well, if you're a working parent, you know finding good childcare is one of the most important decisions that you can make.
Finding a safe, clean, nurturing environment for your little one is a top priority, but how do you choose?
Tough decision. Well, in tonight's special report, CBS 21's Angela Watson arms parents with the questions to ask and the documents to look for when making that decision.
A caterpillar. There is plenty of smiling and laughing at this Cumberland County daycare center. And believe it or not, happy faces are one thing experts tell parents to look for.
We really encourage parents to really assess that comfort level, because if you have a question about the facility in your own mind, chances are you're not going to feel comfortable leaving your child there for 8+ hours a day.
Stacey Whitalick with the Department of Public Welfare also says to look for cleanliness, age-appropriate toys, and interaction between the staff and the children. This facility is a member of the Keystone Stars program, a state-run performance-based initiative that pushes facilities to continuously improve through extra training and development, gaining stars as they reach milestones.
It's difficult to achieve, but we have a great number of providers that have done it, continue to do it.
But Whitalick says Keystone Stars does not replace the work her department does behind the scenes, keeping track of more than 9,000 daycare facilities in the Commonwealth, some traditional daycare centers, other group child care homes, both with licenses that are renewed annually. Family settings with 6 or less children are not licensed but are registered. Licensed facilities are inspected once per year, while registered homes are randomly selected for surprise visits. These are a handful of reports randomly pulled from daycares in York and Lancaster counties. The surprise inspection at this family daycare home turned up wood debris in the backyard with sharp edges that could pose a risk to children at play. Also, small toys in a toy box that could be a choking hazard. In another family home daycare, sharp knives were found in an unlocked kitchen drawer, along with plastic bags, also in an unlocked location. And even the smallest find can make the report, like this one at a group home where a small amount of foam stuffing in a sofa was coming out and accessible to young children. And this daycare center where the local hospital number was not listed with emergency phone numbers. But each of these deficiencies, no matter how minor, do have to be fixed, typically within a month. The best news is these reports are completely accessible to you. Just ask the facility to show you their latest inspection summary, and they are required to share it with you.
We're not encouraging parents to say to your facility, I want to see you where you went wrong. We're encouraging them to say, I'd like to see how you corrected it and how you made things right.
Angela Watson, CBS 21 News.
And the Department of Public Welfare also encourages parents to take a look at child care's educational program. Believe it or not, experts say no matter what the age range, the staff should be helping children reach milestones. Whether it's crawling, walking, talking, or learning their ABCs, it's important to find a facility that encourages learning. Now you can access a list of local daycares as well as view their licensings online. All you have to do is log on to CBS21.com and click on featured links and information. As Hillary Clinton fights for the Democratic nomination, her opponent seems to be ignoring her.
Coming up tonight on CBS 21 News at 11, the three-way war of words between the candidates still fighting for the White House.
Plus, get ready to get fit with a video game, Tom.
Why are you talking about me when you say that? All right, let's talk about a little bit of wet weather coming our way, and then we're finally going to dry out. Details in your live Doppler 21 forecast coming up next.
Before we take you to break, though, here's a look at today's winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers. The daily, 281. The big 4, 9, 9, 5, 6.
The cash 5, 6, 9, 15, 29, and 31. And the mix and match, 11, 18, 5, 13, and 10.
You're watching CBS 21 News at 11. And now, the full 7-day forecast with Chief Meteorologist Tom Russell.
All right, so I think it was like before the weekend, so like Thursday or Friday, we said something like, a week from now, we'll have some awesome weather.
Yeah, well, we're still
Are
not
we
there
creeping
yet.
up on that?
We're not there yet,
just so you know.
He's holding to his promise.
Yeah, what I keep reminding people is, remember how nice it was in April? Do you remember we were in the 70s and it was sunny for like 2 weeks? Nowhere near that. We are going to stay on the cool side and wet too. Let me start you out with what's happening tonight as far as the cloud cover, and that has cleared out. So it really feels like a fall night. We had all those breezes going and it's been on the cool side, and now under clear skies, at least for now, things are certainly on the chilly side. So that'll be the case until our next batch of clouds works its way in, and that will be in by the time you wake up. So some chilly stuff overnight. Let me show you some of these numbers now. 41, are you kidding me? We're getting close to 30s as you get, especially all over the northern tier. Tower City's also at 41, 48 in Middletown, 46 in New Oxford, 43 in Felton. So once those clouds cleared out, we really dipped those temperatures down. As far as the big picture, everybody's experiencing this chill. Matter of fact, it's the entire Northeast. If you kind of think of this big dip here, that is that cool air being brought down from Canada. Why? We've got this big upper level low that sits right about here. But now as we head into tomorrow, our focus is on our next little system. And this one wants to swing through just to our south, but it's going to be enough for us to get into some rainfall. So this is going to be one of those situations where it kind of repeats itself again. So as we get into the overnight hours, obviously in the 40s, and that's where we start first thing in the morning, a little bit on the cool side, 6:30, 42 there in Elizabethville, mid 40s in Harrisburg. But notice that quickly the clouds come back, and with it, some rain showers. So as early as 8, 9 o'clock, you could be running into some showers again and kind of stuck in the 50s, and it doesn't feel anything like May. Through the day, we're dodging some showers again and holding in the 60s. Here's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Still some showers, not everywhere, not all the time, but it will be wet. So make sure you have the umbrella as you head out the door tomorrow. 8 o'clock, we're back into the 50s and we're starting to clear things out. So I think it'll be a little drier as the week wears on. But tomorrow it looks like another fairly miserable day as we start out at 7 a.m. with a couple of showers in 46. Lunchtime, some showers in 57 and topping out at barely 60 degrees again. So that's anywhere from 15 to 18 degrees below average. So just a miserable day tomorrow. A little better as we start to dry things out for Wednesday and Thursday, but still holding in the mid 60s. We should be well into the 70s this time of year. Now the good news. Friday, some sunshine, mid 60s by Saturday. Sunshine gets us back up in the upper 60s, close to 70. By Sunday, sunshine and 72. Still a little bit of a guess here as we get into Monday and Tuesday, because we've got another front that wants to push through, but it does look like we continue to warm for the Memorial Day holiday, which is on Monday. And then we'll have to see what happens here Monday into Tuesday. So there is some improvement on the way. It's going to be dry. It's going to be sunny. But boy, you look at these numbers in the 60s and you say, holy cow, this is hard to get into the unofficial start of summer when we're only in the 60s.
I'm fine with it.
You're okay with that?
You know, I am too, because once it gets too hot, then we'll be wishing for this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Most
you guys
of
are
us.
glass half full.
Mark the tape.
I know, exactly. All right, Tom, thank you.
You got it.
Voters in Kentucky and Oregon will go to the polls tomorrow as delegates are once again up for grabs in 2 more Democratic primaries.
But today, Barack Obama seemed less concerned about his rival Hillary Clinton than he was about the likely GOP nominee, John McCain.
The fact is, John McCain's campaign is being run by Washington lobbyists and paid for with their money.
This today as McCain criticized Obama's pledge to meet with Iran's leader.
Such a statement betrays the depth of Senator Obama's inexperience and reckless judgment.
Well, meanwhile, through all of this, Hillary Clinton says not so fast, saying Obama is not the nominee just yet.
This is nowhere near over. None of us is going to have the number of delegates we're going to need to get to the nomination.
However, by tomorrow night, Obama may have a majority of pledged delegates in his corner, and observers say that could open up the floodgates for superdelegates, giving Obama the nomination. Well, there's a new video game just out today that's definitely not for the couch potatoes.
Well, coming up tonight on CBS 21 News at 11, more on the game that promises to work up a sweat.
You're watching CBS 21 News at 11.
Have you ever wondered if police officers have quotas for handing out traffic tickets? Well, it turns out that some local officers say that was the policy in their department, and that's why officers in Swadera Township, Dauphin County, have filed a lawsuit in federal court. Among the allegations, details about a quota system, with one officer saying that he was told to issue at least 1 traffic citation every day. Right now, there's no word on when the case will go to court.
Governor Rendell is revealing the high bidder to lease the Pennsylvania Turnpike, but the legislature still has to have its say about it. A Spanish company called Albertis Infrastructure submitted a bid of $12.8 billion, which would allow them to operate the Turnpike for 75 years. Rendell pursued the plan to have a private company operate and maintain the 500 miles of highway to raise money for Pennsylvania's transportation needs. The governor says if it all goes through, the plan to toll Interstate 80 in northern PA will be scrapped. Now, the legislature has until June 20th to vote on the plan. However, lawmakers are out of session until after Memorial Day. All right, every time I go to my niece and nephew's house, I'm sitting there and I'm doing this and bowling and, you know, with these...
Let me guess, you're playing the Wii.
The Nintendo Wii, that's right. It's the latest game console, and obviously it's made quite a name for itself over the past year or two, but it's because basically, it's just like I said, the players have to follow the motion that's on the screen.
Right, exactly, with these 2 hand controls.
Yeah.
Well, this week, the company launches Wii Fit, a game designed to get your whole body moving. In fact, the game has been out already in Europe for about a few months now, and some gamers there are already Wii Fit fanatics, including one mom who exercises for 30 minutes a day with the game, and even her friends drop by for their fix.
I've had some people come over, I don't think they want to see me, they just want to go on the board now.
The $90 game comes with a balance board that senses every tiny movement. The game even weighs you and charts your progress as well.
Wild stuff.
Isn't that interesting?
It is cool.
It's so much fun. Well, Jason Bristol here with sports, and including history in Boston, and a horse that could make history.
Yeah, let's tackle the horse.
Okay.
I learned something tonight. I've always wondered if a car alarm would scare a championship racehorse, and tonight we have our answer, and I'll show you. Also, a dramatic moment caught on tape by CBS 21 at the District 3 baseball tournament. What happened here? Well, if you can dream it, you can do it. It's next.
You're watching CBS 21 News at 11. And now, sports with Jason Bristol.
Well, these are the baseball games that high school players really remember. Kind of like that first car or that top score on PlayStation. District tournament starting tonight, and we go to Hershey for AA Littlestown and Juniata. In the 3rd inning, Juniata with a little rally. Zach Williams, right side, it's through. Ben Clark scores, and it's 1-0 Juniata. In the 5th, the bases are loaded for Travis Barrier, and Travis is going to the backyard. Look at this. a grand slam. And how about the guys on the bases, huh? Travis will never forget that hit. It was 5-0 Juniata. Zach Mills tossed a complete game. Juniata wins 5-0. Up in AAA, West Perry catching Northern Lebanon in the first. Jimmy Baum to shortstop. Jimmy wanted it, and it's there, and they're throwing it away. Kenny Baum scores, and it's 1-0 Mustangs. Still in the first now. Zach Nice with a nice piece of hitting. It's through. Devin White is in. Jimmy Baum scores. West Perry rolls to an easy win over Northern Lebanon, 10-1. Well, the Shippensburg baseball team now has a spot in the D2 World Series, a place it hasn't been since 1996. Most of the main guys on this year's team were in elementary school then. Shippensburg won its regional over the weekend and is going to the national championships based on two things: pitching and defense.
When you have guys that can go out there and keep the ball down and you know, defensively, you know, we have a .972 fielding percentage, so you put that behind the pitching that we have, and you know, pitching and defense wins championships.
Yeah, we've heard that one before. D2 World Series begins later this week. Red Raiders will play Sonoma State of California, champions of the West region, in their first game on Saturday. Well, each night, Dave Collins, the voice of the Barnstormers, calls me with a score. He's starting to sound like a CD that's scratched, playing the same tune over and over and over. Lancaster lost another one late tonight at Somerset 3-2, thanks to a 2-out RBI in the 7th. Also, Revolution lost at Newark 7-1. A special night in Boston, and, well, not because Manny has great hair. Manny Ramirez, Red Sox facing the Royals, and John Lester was the story. Lester, one strike away from a no-hitter, and Lester has it. Of course, this guy coming back from cancer throws the first no-hitter of the season. Boston wins 7-0 over Kansas City. Senators are on the road as well for 8 games tonight. Slight breeze coming from New Britain, Connecticut. Harrisburg hitters struck out 10 times in a 5-1 loss to the Rockcats. Phillies are in Washington to play the Nats. There is Brett Myers. He was on the bump in the first. Dimitri Young, we know that guy. Liner to center field. It's caught, play at second. Actually, runs now coming home. Christian Guzman scores. Nice slide, and it's 1-0 Nationals. Washington up 3-0, protecting the lead. Ryan Zimmerman, barehanded. He does that, like, I don't know, 3 times a week, and Washington wins 4-0 over the Phillies. And you knew this was coming, a UPS truck leading Big Brown to Belmont. And, you know, once the horse got off the truck, he was pretty calm around the dozens of photographers, clicking cameras. And you hear that? Yeah, it's a car alarm. Horse not fazed by the car alarm at all. And after dominating the Derby and the Preakness, Big Brown now will try to become the first horse in 30 years to win the Triple Crown. Tiger Woods is coming back. He intends to play next month in the Buick Open after having knee surgery about 5 weeks ago. He's also confirmed he'll run a golf clinic at Comerica Park, where the Detroit Tigers play. That's a couple of days before the tournament starts. Tiger has won the Buick Open twice in 02 and 06. And that's good news for us here at CBS 21, because guess what? The Buick Open airs right here on CBS 21.
And the last guy, Sergio Garcia, won the Players, right? And in his speech, he said, I want to thank Tiger for not being here, so he won't be able to say that.
Tiger hasn't confirmed it yet, but again, it seems like all signs pointing to yes.
All right, Jason. We'll be right back.
You're watching CBS 21 News at 11.
Watch yourself, Harrisburg!
Watch yourself, Lancaster.
Watch yourself, York.
Watch yourself, Central PA.
Well, I remember it was a time that I would drive by the school like at 9 o'clock at night when I was on meth, and I would just think, this is the school that my son goes to, and I don't know anything about him. I would just sit and cry, and and I wanted to be a part of his life, but because of my addiction to meth, I was unable to. I knew I had to get clean in order to do my part. I just got my son back from foster care. Hi, Mom. He's a great kid.
And pretty chilly overnight, guys. We get into the 40s. And not only that, watch out for some showers as we wake up tomorrow. 46 at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, not much better. 48 and only 53 at 9 o'clock. Another day cloudy and cool and damp as well.
Chilly, chilly. All right, Tom, thank you. We are out of time for CBS 21 News at 11. The Late Show with David Letterman is next. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening.
Watch yourself, York County.
NCIS, Tuesdays on CBS.